I'm enjoying the game now. I want to play all the time, and you know, it's fun. I mean, golf now is fun for me. I look forward to playing. I look forward to practicing. I look forward to sending videos into the coaches, getting feedback, little tweaks, and just been a phenomenal experience. Love it. So my problem before I started the single plane swing was not one problem. It was many problems. I mean, it was just mainly inconsistency. You know, one day I would shoot, you know, a decent score. I may have broke 90 a couple of times, and that would have been a good day for me, but just super inconsistent. There would be days that I would hit some good shots, you know, maybe shoot a decent round, and then there'd be other days where I couldn't hit a ball. Like I would shank everything. The shanks were the big thing for me. Pushing the ball right, shanking the ball, you know, hitting the ball fat constantly. That was annoying, like to the point where my hand would hurt. So, you know, I just wasn't a really good golfer at all. And, you know, I put time into it. You know, I took lessons many a times, spent a lot of time at the range. You know, I would swing in my yard, you know, put two tees down in the yard and try to swing through them. Like I would work at it, and nothing was working. So what's the definition of insanity? Doing the same thing over and over again, and, you know, expecting a change. So for me, I was like, hey, you know, I'm on the fence, but nothing else has been working, so I'm going to go on this side of the fence, Graves Golf Academy, and just make a decision. And when you make that decision, commit to it. You know, that's the biggest thing, is you have to commit to it. And if you commit to it, you're going to see results. I promise you, no doubt about it. If you follow what they teach you, you're going to see results. It's just a matter of time. So one thing I really love about the academies, it's not just about the swing, you know, the full swing. It's about the short game as well. There's a lot of information and content in there that's been really useful. You know, how to hit out of a bunker, how to chip, how to putt. All of these things are just super important for your game, and that's one of the main reasons why my handicap dropped so dramatically, is because I was able to go in there and learn how to, you know, learn how to chip and putt, learn how to read putts. You know, hazard or conditions where, you know, maybe you're in the rough, or again, bunker shots. Most people hate going in the bunkers. I enjoy it now because I know how to do it, and I get a good result when I'm in the bunker. Not that I try to go in the bunker, obviously, but when I'm in there, I'm not panicking. And so, again, information on the short game, just the, you know, everything's in there. But for me, the short game is something that there's just not a lot of information out there that is, you know, is very helpful. So I love it. I love going in there and working on my short game, being able to find whatever it is I need, and it's been super helpful. What surprised me the most inside of Graves Golf Academy is, you know, when I send a video into coaches, just the knowledge these guys have. I mean, they're able to see things that I'm like, oh man, I didn't even notice that. You know, in my swing mechanics or my grip. You know, early on there was a lot of things I was working on, but you know, now that I've got it down pretty good, still making little tweaks. You know, we're always working for perfection. And again, if pros are using coaches, you know, I'm going to use them. So the coaching is just second to none. I mean, it's so helpful, and they tell you, you know, make sure you send videos in. That was very surprising to me. Is like, you know, they're super adamant about making sure that you're getting helped. Like, they don't want you to be a part of it if you're not going to use it. And you know, that was kind of odd to me. You know, they're not just trying to take my money. They really truly care and want me to get better. And they're, you know, sending your videos. They're not sending in enough videos. You know, are you practicing? And you know, just holding me accountable. And I just absolutely love that. It's awesome. So it's been about a year, I think maybe a little longer than a year, since I've, you know, been working with the single plane swing. Prior to, I, you know, may have broke 90 a few times. My handicap, if I had to have a handicap, it'd probably be, you know, somewhere around 20 maybe. My handicap's lowered to 7.1 as we speak. And I live in Pittsburgh, so it's not like I get to golf all year round. But again, I mean, it's just being able to learn every aspect of the swing. They're able to qualify the golf swing. You know, Todd knows, like he proves it through biomechanics. There's just so much knowledge and information on why the traditional golf swing is super hard to learn and why it doesn't work for most people, and why the single plane golf swing is simplified and will work for you if you just, you know, put what you're learning to use. Tim, with his short game knowledge, I mean, it's unbelievable. I mean, it really is. Like, I've never seen so much information on the short game, and to be able to take that information, put it to work, and use it in my own game, and see that it actually does work. These guys are just geniuses. I mean, they really are. So, super blessed to be a part of this academy and have Tim and Todd Graves, you know, at the forefront of it. It's just, they're just awesome people and super, super knowledgeable.
Good afternoon. My name is Ed Harper, and I went single plane approximately 22 years ago. That's when I started. I saw an article about Moe Norman in the Golf Digest, and it said nobody knows what Moe knows. So I read that, and I was quite interested. So I started playing around with it for a few years. So I went to the school with my oldest son, and we both kind of fell in love with the single plane. 3 months after I went to the school, I got my first hole-in-one. So that really enticed me to go completely with the single plane. Well, I've had some medical issues and bad back, so that put me out of commission for a while. So I had to, the only way I could swing was with the single plane. I could not do conventional golf anymore, so I was completely single plane. It's the only way I could swing the club. And I noticed as I got a little older, I was still maintaining the distance that I had when I was younger. So I really liked that. I was more consistent and enjoyed the game just tremendously. The schools are great. Boy, it's really evolved, but it's improved tremendously. And I really love the on-demand, and I'm a gold member and have been for quite a few years. And I really like the coaches, that I can send something in and they'll watch my video and get me back on track. And the coaches I've met, Trent and Clay, have done an excellent job with me. So I've talked 4 of my friends into coming to the Graves Golf Schools. One that lives in St. George, and she loved it, absolutely. And 2 that live in Idaho Falls, and they loved it. And then the greatest thing I did come back this year was to be with my son and his son. So we have 3 generations here learning the single plane. Well, the most noticeable improvement with the single plane for me was hitting a lot more fairways, more consistent in the takeaway and in the swing in general. It lowered my scores quite a bit. I got down to a 5 handicap for many, many years and played in a lot of tournaments, won quite a few, and got high rank in quite a few other ones, and it's just really enjoyed it. And a lot of my friends thought I was crazy switching because I was pretty good conventionally, but I wanted that consistency and the one setup, and I didn't have to listen to multiple pros telling me this and that and changing my mind. So I just stayed with it because I love the idea of one model to go with. That's what I did. And here I am. I love it. It works. It's simple. My friends all know how simple it is because they watch me as I take their quarters or whatever. We have some small little bets and we have a great time with it. I want to get up every day. I love to practice and I love the game, and I just really look forward to every day that I can go play.
What is happiness? Happiness is achievement. What's the father of achievement? Motivation. What's the mother? Encouragement. The fine golf swing is truly achievement. Man may lie, cheat, and steal for gain. But he'll never gain the golf swing. To gain the golf swing, man must work. It's work without toil. For those of us who know and love it, golf is truly happiness.
Hey, it's Todd Graves with Graves Golf. Welcome to tonight's program. I'm happy to be here tonight, and I'm excited to talk to you about what my mission here is at Graves Golf is to help you simplify your golf game, play better golf, and have more fun playing the game we all love. But I'm going to tell you that tonight's program, if you will follow with me tonight, if you're here for the entire program, I recommend you stay here for the entire program because I want to deliver to you what I know for a fact is the absolute only way that you can get better at playing this game. Now, that's a bold statement, but as I go through this tonight, you're going to understand that I'm going to teach you the only real way that you're going to make real improvement in your golf game. But before I get going in tonight's program, because I want to get into the way you're going to do that and the way I can help you improve, and it'll be so transformational for you if you'll follow along with what I have to teach you tonight. But I got a quick question for you that are in the chat. Now, some of you are on YouTube, so welcome to the YouTube subscribers. I want to say hello to everybody out there. You got Single Plane Academy members, and we got everybody else out there. So welcome to tonight's program. But a quick question for you guys that are in the chat. And I want to take a little survey right now. And on a scale of 1 to 10, where 1, you don't care, and 10, it's really important to you. Give me your number of how important it is for you to improve in your golf game. How much do you love the game, and how much do you really want to improve? How much do you desire to improve? Scott, give me a few of the numbers that people are posting in there, because I want to know if you guys are serious about this. Because if you're serious, you probably wouldn't be here if you weren't serious about it. So thank you for being a part of this. But I know how serious I was about it, how important it was for me to improve when I met Moe Norman years ago. And the whole reason I met my mentor, Moe Norman, we got tens, great, tens. I love it. I love the 10s and the 9s because you guys are into this. And when you're into it, you'll do what it takes to get better. How many of you guys, give me a 10 if you'll do what it takes to get better? I want to see the 10s in there. If you'll do it, because listen, I'll tell you this right now. I was sitting where you're sitting. Maybe some of you are frustrated, maybe you're not frustrated, but I was very frustrated back in the early 90s in my golf game. People are serious about this, right? And I wanted to improve my game as well. All I wanted to do was get better at golf, and I was getting worse, by the way. I was taking tons of golf lessons from the best instructors in the world, and I could tell you names, but more importantly, how much money I was spending traveling around the world trying to get better at the game of golf. And I was getting worse and worse and worse. And it was getting so frustrating for me. And this is back in the early 90s. And then I met my mentor, Moe Norman. And you see a picture of here with Moe working on my release and finish here in this picture. When I met Moe, what he taught me and what I learned from him transformed my golf game, making it easier to play the game of golf. That's why I'm standing here in front of you today, is to do the exact same thing for you, is to help you understand what I learned from Moe and how it simplified hitting a golf ball. Now to this day, I am very good at hitting a golf ball. But here's what's important about it. It's simple. I do it in a very simple way. And I don't have to practice that much. I mean, I practice some, a little bit here and there, but I'm always pretty good at it because Moe helped me simplify the golf swing. I want to show you how he did that with me tonight. We call it Moe's magic formula. And I want to teach you this formula, and I guarantee it tonight. Here's a couple guarantees I have for you tonight. I guarantee what I show you, you're going to say, Todd, that's so common sense, because I want this to be common sense to you. I also want it to be I want not only to be common sense, I want you to see the simplicity of it. I want you to see how with the single plane golf swing, what Moe taught me, the easiest way to hit a golf ball and a simple way to learn it, with those two things combined, I'm going to show you that this is the only way I can see you making massive transformations in your game. So one more survey before I get started in tonight's program. On a scale of 1 to 10, where 1 you don't care and 10 you're very serious about it, tell me how much you're willing to actually put into your golf game. If you guys are just kind of doing this as a hobby, great. I mean, I support you, and that's great. But how many of you we're going into the winter season, how many of you plan on practicing this winter? 1, you're not going to practice. 10, you're going to really work on your game, because winter is a great time to work on your game. How many of you guys are going to work on your game this winter? Give me some 10s out there. Because I'm going to work on my game this winter. I mean, you can't take time off. You gotta, if you're having fun, you want to keep working on your game. Let's simplify your golf game for you tonight. I want to show you a quick chart. And everything I teach you tonight is really based in science. In everything I do, because when I learned from Moe Norman, I took my knowledge and I said, there's a scientific basis, not only biophysically, not only physically of what he's doing, scientifically the easiest way to hit a golf ball, but how can I teach that in the most effective, efficient way, right? How can I apply the logic and science to the education of getting people to learn? And I'll tell you this right now, before I show you my little chart here, the only way you're going to learn this golf swing, or any golf swing, or only way you're going to improve is by doing it. Everything I say tonight, those of you that watch my YouTube channel, those of you that are watching tonight's show, I'm going to give you great information. I'm going to give you the best information I got. I always do that. But it's going to mean absolutely nothing to you if you don't apply it correctly, right? So I'm putting that out there. I'm throwing myself under the bus there, because I love talking about the swing. I love teaching the swing. I love doing YouTube videos. I love presenting it. But only people that get better are the people that do it. So I'm going to teach you tonight that it's a doing type thing. You have to do things to get better. So how many of you, scale to 1 to 10, 1 you're not going to do it, 10 you are, how many people on a scale of 1 to 10 are going to do it? Not just watch the videos, or if I teach you something that's valuable tonight, we'll actually go out and do it. Give me 1s or 10s, right? If you're going to do it, give me a 10. I want tons of 10s on this, because you can't get better without being a 10, right?
Lots of 10s.
Lots of 10s. Okay, great. I'm glad everybody's rolling with me tonight. Let me show you how things work when you want to improve, and this will be common sense as well. There's 4 stages of competence, right? This is how we learn things. The first thing is unconscious incompetence, right? This is where we don't know what we don't know. And this is the beautiful thing about you being here tonight. If this is the first time you've seen me or learned the single plane swing, many of you are like, you don't know what you don't know. No one ever does when they step into the thing. You're like basically new to everything. And so that's where you start, is unconscious incompetence, right? And then you learn about it. So you learn about the single plane swing. You're here tonight because you learned about the single plane swing. And now you know that you don't know. So now you're conscious and incompetent, right? You know that there's an easier way to play golf with the single plane swing. You just don't know how to do it, right? So that's the next place you have to go. So we're moving through levels of competence. Tonight's program, I'm going to teach you about a program we call Single Plane 30, and it'll move you to conscious competence. This is where I want to move you tonight, where now you know and you're good at it. See, this is where we start getting better. This is where I want to take you. I want to take you into improvement where you know how to get better. And I guarantee you, and I'm going to show you a chart up here. Before you go to that final slide, Tristan, we're going to keep it right there for a minute. I want to get you to conscious competence tonight. But here's the thing. I got to show you a little bit of a diagram of where we've been, right? Where you've been and where I was too when I tried to get better. The first thing I want you to know is I'm teaching you 2 things tonight. 2 very valuable things. In my life, these were the 2 most valuable things I've ever learned to improve my golf game. These are the 2 things. I'm giving it to you, right? I'm saving you having to do what I did. I traveled around the world, across the United States, all the way into Canada to meet a guy named Moe Norman who taught me these things. I spent 10 years learning from him. 10 years of my life. My investment was 10 years. I'm giving it all to you tonight for free. Here we go. The first thing is now, single plane swing. You guys give me on a scale of 1 to 10, 1s and 10s. 1 is you understand the single plane, you don't understand the single plane swing. 10 is you kind of understand the single plane swing. I want to know out there how many people are kind of looking into this thing right now, or how many people are doing it. So give me some numbers here. Anybody kind of playing around with the single plane swing? You're probably here tonight because you want to know more about it. Well, let me briefly go through the single plane swing for you. And I want to do this very quickly because I want you to understand what we're trying to accomplish with the simplest golf swing.
Several tens.
Great. The goal of a golf swing is very simple. And this is, again, common sense. Very simple, is to get you to the moment of impact where you strike the golf ball. Is it not? If the reason Moe Norman was the greatest ball striker to ever play the game, and the reason I've become a good ball striker, is because I get to the moment of impact consistently. Over and over, I can get to the same place every single time, right? So you would agree with me that if I can get you to impact consistently with speed at the same spot every single time, you can become a consistent ball striker. That's the goal, consistency, right? So we want to get consistent. And I got to get you to impact. Okay, so makes sense, right? Give me a 10 if that makes sense. Should make 100% sense, because I'm not going to say anything tonight that doesn't make sense. Now, we know we got to get to impact if we want to be consistent. Shouldn't everything I teach you in the swing, shouldn't everything you do during a golf swing help you get to impact? It should enhance your ability to get to impact. In other words, if you're going to work on something in your swing, your grip, your setup, your backswing, your downswing, shouldn't everything be promoting your ability to get to impact? Yes or no? And of course. So everything has to point towards impact. Everything I'm going to show you in the single plane swing right now helps me get to the most important moment. Let's go through the swing really quickly. The very first thing is your address position. Notice that when I get in the proper address, that I'm starting, do you see my alignment with my arms? I'm starting the club on the same plane I'm going to impact. So in other words, I start, look at the club shaft plane right here. I go to the top, and when I come down, I return it back to that same shaft plane. So I'm returning. It's why we call it the single plane swing. I'm starting and impacting on the exact same plane. That means my body position has to match as I go back and down to that plane. So I'm simplifying my ability to start and then impact on the same plane. That's number 1. Number 2 is look at the positions of my swing. So when I go back, position 1 to position 2, look at the plane of this club at the top. It matches the plane of impact. That angle is matching impact. In other words, I'm not taking it back like this and trying to get to impact. I'm not taking it back like this and trying to get to impact. I'm matching the plane all the way to impact. And by the way, even on the way through, that plane also matches. So every position of my swing helps me get to impact. Okay, that's how you're gonna get better. That's how you're gonna do this. You're gonna practice and develop a golf swing that enhances your ability to get to the most important moment of impact. Give me a 10 if that makes 100% sense, because I'm gonna teach you all this right now. Right? Lots of 10s, I bet, because this is the stuff you gotta know. This is the stuff that saved my game, by the way. This is it. Let's go through it. The very first thing that you must learn, because everything I'm gonna teach you has to make impact more consistent, I've got to master the address and grip position. Address and grip. Address and grip. Okay, I'm going to put that on the board. Address and grip. Okay, so there's the first thing, address and grip. Now, I want to hear in the chat, how many of you learned, notice how I said address and then grip. How many of you have taken golf lessons before, learned to grip the club first? I just want to give me yes or no's on that one. Yes or no, right? I think it's always been taught where people learn to grip first. Grip's the fundamental thing. I disagree that grip should be the fundamental thing you learn in golf. Let me explain. If our goal is to get to the most important moment of impact, wouldn't it make more sense to look at the position of the body at impact and then design our address position similar to our impact position? In other words, address with my body position that's similar to impact, and then orient the club in my hands. So now it makes my body position help my hands get to impact. And notice how I said that. My body is helping my arms and hands get to impact. Here's the thing. It quite could possibly be true that when you learn to grip the club first, you learn the grip incorrectly, and you've been fighting that forever now. And that's why you've never improved, because you put the hands on incorrectly, and then you're fighting body position based on improper hand position. I see it happen all the time. I'm teaching you the exact opposite of that. I'm saying, look, put your body into a position, then orient the hands and arms. Now we get to impact so much easier because the body is moving less, right? A lot less. Okay, again, give me a 10 if it's starting to make common sense. I'm gonna put your body in a position that's gonna help you get to impact. I'm mirroring where you're gonna go impact. Okay, so that's first thing, address and grip. Number 2, positions. Okay, positions, we got 6 positions, 1 through 6. So positions of the swing. Every position I teach you, and I'll go through them here right now, every position I teach you is to help you move in a way to get the club to impact. I mentioned that a minute ago. Let's go through that. Address and grip. So when I tilt my body correctly, my lead arm is in the proper position. Notice how it lines up with the club into a straight line. Isn't that where the club's going to be at impact? In a straight line with the arm. So I'm already getting that from my address position. I bring my trail hand in. Notice how my trail hand, because of my tilt, is in an underhanded position. I've made it non-rotational. This hand now, because of my body position, can now be non-rotational. It's not rotating from back and go down. I've eliminated rotation from my address and then grip position. All right, so I've simplified rotations of my swing. Now from this address and grip, we can go to position 1 and then position 2. We saw that on plane, right, earlier. And then I stabilize, transition, go to position 3, and again, I can return that club to impact in the most effective, efficient, non-rotational way possible. Look at my impact position. You see my body tilt? Very similar. Look at my address tilt. Look at my impact tilt. Very similar. Address, impact. The only difference in the two is there's more rotation and impact, less at address. It's a rotational difference. Address to impact. And then I got impact, then I got extension, and then I finish. And notice my finish, again, is back to the plane. So everything I'm doing here, I'm teaching you, is designed, Moe discovered this, to get you to consistently to impact. with speed. Now, that means I teach you the address and grip position. I teach you the positions of the swing that'll help you get to impact. And then I can sequence you. Now, we're going to talk about what I call the breaks here, but look at this for a minute before I get into that. I mentioned earlier tonight that there's only one way for you to get better. There's only one way. And the only way for you to get better is you're going to have to change your positions. Because the positions that you're in right now are producing a certain result. Maybe it's some good, maybe some bad. But if you really want to make change, would you not agree that there's got to be something that changes in your positions? Because the positions produce the sequence of the swing, they'll then produce the speed. You can't change your swing, you can't change your result without changing the positions of your swing. How many of you would agree with that? How many of you have been trying stuff, tons of stuff, and not getting any better? That was me, by the way, right? And the only time I got better was when I actually made changes, right? When I made the change. I had to change the positions my body was in. I had to change the position the club was in. That's how I made changes in my ability to hit a golf ball. So we go from address and grip. Now we teach you the positions of the swing. Now the sequence. We got to talk about this thing called the breaks, because if you have great positions, I have to teach you how to move. Now, here's what I mean by that. Would you agree, again, disagree 1, 10 is I fully agree. Would you agree that when you swing a golf club, that certain parts of the body are moving and certain parts are stopping? For example, when I make a backswing, notice that my upper body is moving, but my trail leg is not moving. I'm rotating around my trail leg, it's not moving, and then I go to the top. So my upper body and arms are moving, but my trail leg's not moving, right? You agree with that? Well, when I come down, the lead leg stops, and now my right side of my pelvis can turn, but my upper body keeps moving. And then my arms, after my upper body gets to a certain point, my arms keep moving. So what you're seeing is certain parts of the body are stopping as other parts move. In other words, you can't move your body correctly and with any kind of acceleration or speed if one part isn't staying stable and another part moving. So you see where I'm going. Motion is created from something being still and parts moving around it. A question I often get asked is, Todd, is the swing left-sided or is it right-sided? And it depends where in the swing. So if you look at my backswing, my right side is staying still. My left side is moving, right? And so when I come down, my left side is stopping and my left side is pulling and my right side is not doing anything. And then when I get to here, my right side accelerates and my left side stays still. So there's certain parts of the body that are staying still and other parts that are moving. And so I have to have what I call the breaks. The breaks are learning what parts of the body are stopping as other parts are moving. All right, so that's what the breaks is. Because when I get that, when I have the proper positions of my body that allow me to have the proper braking system of the body, I can sequence. And guess what? When you sequence, now you can add speed. 1 to 10, how many of you want more speed? 1, you don't care. 10, you want more speed, right? Yeah, it's a loaded question. But I can't give you that. And I get that question all the time. I can't give you speed if I don't help you with your brakes and your system. And I can't help your brakes and system if you're not in the correct positions. I can't help your positions if you don't have a good address and grip. You see where I'm going with this? Positions are primary to sequence. You cannot improve your sequence in speed with bad positions. You just can't do it. How many of you have out there swung harder? You just swing harder, right? I've done it, right? And the ball doesn't go very far because your positions, the club's not being delivered efficiently. How many of you watch good golfers out there and you're like, it just looks so effortless, right? Effortless. Effortless is hitting good positions and the club is doing the work and you're efficiently getting the club to do the work. That's what I got to do for you. Okay. Everybody hanging in there because I want to show you something. This is my formula. This is the formula right here. Address and grip, position, sequence, and speed. This is my formula that I use every single time that I coach somebody into a better golf game and a better golf swing and being more consistent. This is how I coach myself. This is how I coach the tour players that I teach. This is how I coach the beginners that I teach. It doesn't matter what level, every swing issue you could possibly have. We're going to go through that in a second. But I'm going to make a bet with you right now. And you guys be honest with me on this one. Again, 1 to 10. How many of you learn golf backwards? In other words, you grabbed a club and you ran out there and started swinging away and hitting golf balls. You just grabbed a club and started swinging. You just had no idea what you're doing and started practicing hitting golf balls, and you kind of got addicted to it because you maybe hit one or two good and you got kind of addicted to it, right? How many of you started just by swinging a club? And what happened is you learned the golf swing backwards, because what happened was you were trying to produce speed, but you had no idea how to sequence your swing. You had no idea what position you should be in, and you had no idea how to address and grip the club. And what happened was you realized, man, this game is pretty hard. And that little golf ball down there doesn't like a lot of variation in club face. And pretty soon you're not hitting it very good. You're like, I want to get better at this. And you started taking lessons. And the lessons went right back up here and said, we got to change your address and grip. But how many of you learn golf backwards? Give me a 10 on that one, because everybody does, right? Everybody does.
Oh yes, there are all over that.
Yeah, we're all 10s on that one. I'm included. So what I want to do to transform you, because I'm going to give you all I got here, and this is good of information that I can give you, because this formula has worked for me for 30 years. This formula never fails me when people do it correctly. Here's what it is. I got to create a program. I got to put you into an instructional program that helps you learn in the proper order. We reset you in the proper order. It's called progressive training. What progressive training is, it progresses you in a perfect way, scientific way. Write down my formula: address and grip, positions, sequence, using the brakes, and learning and getting the speed from that. But speed comes as the final piece of the puzzle. Now, what does that mean, progressive training? Well, you got to do everything in the correct order, because when you get the address and grip correct, positions start getting easier. When positions get easier, sequence gets easier. When sequence easier, speed gets easier. And pretty soon, you're efficient. And that's how I help people get better at playing the game of golf. So my team challenged me, and they said, Todd, we've had so much success. I had a best-selling video that I launched in 2010. We sold over 1 million copies of an instructional video. But I'll tell you right now, and you guys, some of you may have a copy of that, called the Single Plane Solution video. I don't think it was the greatest instruction in the world. It was great information. It was really good information. It's still very good information, but it wasn't delivered in the right way. And so my team came to me and they said, Todd, can you develop a program, knowing what you know now? I've learned a lot as an instructor over the last 30 years, and since 2010, when I launched that video. They said, can you develop a program that's going to help golfers learn in a perfect formula and as fast as possible? And I said, let me put some thought into it. And I said, I can't really do it in 7 days. 7 days isn't long enough. 14 days, I've had some success short term, but 14, 21, maybe 30 days. I said, give me 30 days. Number one, I believe everybody can dedicate 30 days to a game that'll last them a lifetime and a swing that'll last them a lifetime. So 30 days is nothing. I said, give me 30 days. And what I do is I built a program called Single Plane 30. Now, some of you may, if you've already known about this program, put a 10 in the chat and make some comments, because we get crazy testimonials about this program. It doesn't surprise me that we've had such great testimonials, but if you look at my chart now and you see what I'm doing with you, not only am I getting you conscious competence, Single Plane 30 is how you get there. When you start learning Single Plane 30, you now become conscious and competent, and eventually you're doing it without thinking about it, which is where you ultimately want to be, is unconscious and competent. That's when you play your best golf. But Single Plane 30 is your program to get you there. Here's why it does this. Here's why scientifically the program does this. Because it does it in the exact perfect order. It's teaching you the way your brain is designed to learn. Think about something for just a minute. Many of you learn to play an instrument? Piano, guitar, whatever, right? Did you start playing music right away? Did you grab the guitar and go, watch this, and start playing a song? Or did you sit on the piano and start playing music? No. You learned the position of your hands. I learned when I played the piano, I learned how to sit. I learned how to look at the music. I learned how to play chords, right? I learned the positions of my hands. I learned the chords. Then I learned to sequence my hands, and pretty soon with some speed I was playing music with the correct speed. What about learning how to dance? Any guys learn how to dance? Guys or gals out there learning how to dance? What do? You don't learn to dance. You learn the positions of your body. Then you move the positions into a sequence, then you add some speed, now you're dancing. So I've applied that science to the golf swing, and it's been remarkable. I mean, it's been mind-blowing. We had a guy in our recent chat that's in the program for this last month, and he said, he was a skeptic. He goes, Todd, I was kind of a skeptic, but I joined the program anyway. And he goes, I cannot believe how much my golf game has changed. He goes, I'm playing the best golf of my life. I'm hitting the ball better than I've ever hit it in my life before. And he was a skeptic. So even the skeptics are raving about this program. Let me tell you exactly what it is. It's a 30-day progressive training program, and we go week by week. The goal is to transform you and get you to that conscious competence, right? We're going to transform you in 30 days. And we deliver it week by week. In week 1, guess what? I teach you the address and grip. And I start working you from address and grip into that position 1 in the backswing. We build that foundation in week 1. We got to get that right, because we got to get your position of your address and grip. Week 2, I walk you through the key positions of the swing. Key positions. This is all the positions of your swing, because if you don't have the positions right, you can't get the braking system. And if you can't get the braking system, you don't get the sequencing. So now in week 3, we start sequencing. And I'm gonna tell you right now, week 2 and week 3, when you start learning the brakes, transforms people, because they start understanding how the body accelerates. And that's what happens in week 4, is I start helping you add speed. I wanna go through this real fast with you, because this is what happens to people when they go through this program. We'll talk about what's happening in this program. I'm progressing you through this. Address and grip. I'm teaching you a perfect way. Include your foot position, your leg position, your arm position, the tilt of your body, very important, how your arms are structured. There's ways you can place your body in ranges of motion. I won't get in crazy detail about that, but did you know that I can position your body in a way that it can't make a mistake? In other words, if I tilt you correctly with your proper positions, I put you in a position where you can only square a club face. There's only thing you can do is hit it dead straight. Watch this. I'll do it with you right here. So if I position myself correctly, notice my hand will only go that far. My back of my left hand, because of my tilt and my arm being in flexion, my hand will only go that far. And when I do that, when I swing, my hand will only go to square. That's because of my tilt and my hand position. So there's things I can do with you that are natural by putting you in the proper positions that can mistake-proof your swing. Just think about that. That's why I go out there every time and I hit it dead straight, because I can't not hit it straight. I know that sounds weird. I can't not do it. So let's go through the rest of this program. I want to show you what's going on in this program. So it's a 30-day training program, progressively each week by week. So each week, here's one of the most important things about the program. It's daily accountability. Now, what do I mean by that? I think this might be the reason people love this program so much, is because every day we deliver a training module to you. And this module, you're accountable to train. So week 1, day 1, for example, we give you a module and you train that day, that module. A lot of times it's 5 sets of 20 reps, it might be 10 sets of 15 reps, but we're making you train correctly that day. We don't let you get ahead of the program, all right? So just think about it. You wake up every day, you got a training module. If you miss a day, you can catch up a day or two. We don't want to miss too many days, but we want you to make sure that you're following the training regimen each single day. The training regimens only take about 20 minutes. It take a long time, but you're learning every single day and you're staying in what I call this sweet spot of learning. And then we also have coaching support. I'm going to coach you in this next month. In October, I'm coaching you, right? I'll be in the program coaching you. So if you have questions, we support you throughout the program. Another master coach here, Scott Renfrew, also coaches. So we have live coaching support that happens twice a week throughout the program. Inside Single Plane Academy, you're seeing a sample of that screen right now. We support you inside Single Plane Academy as well. This is where you ask questions. You can post pictures of your swing. We're here to support you learning the program throughout the month. Now, here's what this program value is. We normally charge around $1,000 for these types of programs. The 30-day training program is a $649 program. The daily accountability is $349. Live coaching support is over $1,000. You know, it's a $2,000 program. That's generally what we charge for things like this. But I wanted everybody in the world to learn what I've learned, and I'm putting this program out there for only $297. But that's not, I'm giving you a lot more than that. Check this out. I know you're going to want to take your new swing to the course. The guys in single plane 30 in the last month are already doing that right now, shooting the best scores of their lives. So I'm going to give you another course, another $500 course, which is how you take your new golf swing to the golf course in my Take It to the Course Masterclass. Now, this one teaches you the routines of playing. I get 4 basic routines: my pre-round routine, my pre-shot routine, my in-between shot routine, and my post-round routine. Guys, if you want to play great golf and you just learned a new swing, I want to give you a process, another formula to take that to the course and become a great golfer. I got to tell you a quick story, and this is a funny story. I taught these processes to a brand new golfer. All I did, he was struggling with his friends. His friends were beating him at golf. He kept saying, "Todd, will you please help me with my game? All my friends are beating me," right? And I said, "Well, come out." And I wanted to work on his swing right away, but I'm like, I'm going to try something with him because he's playing lots of golf. So I taught him my 4 processes, my Take It to the Course processes. And all I did was teach him the processes. Now, keep in mind, the processes include proper address and grip. You'll understand those when you learn them. But the processes include some really fundamental single plane stuff. Well, he went out. All I did was, in one lesson, teach him processes. He went out and played with his buddies, and his buddies came back and said, "Man, he's getting so good." And all I did was teach him my own course processes. So this is another way I can help you elevate your game to the next level. Now, that's my Take It to the Course Masterclass. Well, the other thing we do is we give you a blueprint call. This is where you work with us and we develop a plan. I'm a plan guy. I'm a strategy guy. All of you out there, if you want to improve, especially this time of year, you need to be building a plan and a strategy. What are you doing for the next 90 days to get better at the game, right? So we need a plan and a strategy. We help you build that as well as part of the package in the single plane 30. Now, here's a great part of the program, and we added this to the program. At some point, we're probably going to take this out of the program, but my team insisted that they wanted anybody going through single plane 30 to have the correct training aids. You're looking at what I have on the ground here is my alignment and ball position trainer. This is making sure that when I'm setting up to the golf ball here, I'm getting feedback, and when I'm doing this correctly with my address and grip, that my foot position and my hand position and everything is related to where the ball position is. So I want to have my alignment and ball position correct. So we have the alignment ball position trainer. You see I'm holding my Feeling of Greatness training club. Another very important tool here to get it has a training grip on here, gets my hand position correct. It even teaches me the proper distance from the golf ball. So this training device here helps me get the address and grip correct. Then I have my single plane trainer. Somewhere, it's over here somewhere. A single plane trainer which teaches you the positions of the swing. So there's 3 basic training aids that I have for you. You can work through the program. Now, these training aids usually cost $300 roughly if you get the training aids, but I'm going to give you 50% off on the training aids, right? So that's a good deal right there if I just give you half off the training aids, but I'm going to do more than that. I'm not only going to give you half off the training aids, I'm going to give you a $150 gift card, which means if you use the gift card for the training aids, I'm giving you the training aids, right? If you already have the training aids, some of them, because some of you might have it, you can apply it towards other things in the store. So I'm giving you $150. Guys, I am giving you single plane 30 days of premier coaching with us in a progressive training formula for free. I'm doing it, right? But you got to join me because here's the way this program works. Well, let me go through the package real quick while it's on there. You got the single plane 30 program, $2,000 value. Take It to the Course class, $500 value. The blueprint call, the 50% discount. It's over $3,000 in value, guys, for $300, $297. $297. And here's my guarantee, because I know for a fact, because we've taught over 1,100 people in this program this year already. And here's the thing. If you don't love it, and you go the 30 days and you train in the program, you don't love it, I'll give you that $300 back. Guys, I can't do better than this. I can't give you all the training aids. I can't give you the class basically for free. And I'm going to give you your money back if you don't like it. That's how confident I am that this is the right program for you. And if it's not, I'll give you your money back. I promise you that there's no better program in the world that'll teach you a swing that's easier and better for you and help you play better and transform your game than the single plane swing and the single plane 30 program. That's how confident I am in this program. Now, we're going to take some questions here in a minute, but if you want to enroll in this program, we only take 200. We can't handle more than 200. We already have the class half full, and it starts next Monday, right? Next Monday? Yeah. So here's what happens. We start at the first Monday of the month, which means next Monday the class starts. I coach you throughout the month, as does Scott Renfro, another coach in the program. We're with you through the entire month. When we're with you on calls, we're all together. We're going through the program at the same pace. The questions you ask will be relevant to the entire group because we're all going through the program at the same exact pace. People love the coaching calls because we're supporting you through the program, and you might have a question about the weekly training, and we're there to answer it for you. So we're supporting that. If you want to get in this program and you're a 10, guys, you said you're a 10, you said you're serious about this. If you're a 10 or even a 9, this is your program for you. If you're serious about getting better, you got to go to gravesgolf.com/enroll. Scott will put this in the chat for you to click the link so you can join the program. But you need to get in it because we cap it out at 200 and we're already half full. We got a few days left, but we'll fill up before we get to Monday. Now, I'll take some questions. Is there any questions popping through there? Okay, let me take some questions and I'll probably be able to answer some of the things that they have. Yeah, here's a question here. Can you still do this swing and learn position your back is fused? Steve, one of the things that's great about the single plane swing is it's the least amount of stress on the body, least amount of rotation of the body, least amount of movement of the spine. So we get lots of people with back injuries, fused backs, and let me show you how the back works in this swing. And I want you to see this because you might not believe this, but I'm going to show you how little the back actually moves in the golf swing. All right, and I'll do my best on this, okay. I'm not gonna move look, let me demonstrate this. This is rotation, right? Everybody agrees, my head is still, this is rotation of the body, okay? This is torso rotation and pelvis rotation, okay? I'm gonna basically, and let me do this real quick. Let me take the club to the top of the backswing. So this would be my backswing, okay? Now, I'm gonna show you what my backswing would look like if I had zero torso rotation, okay, zero. Okay? Pretty far back, right? Look how far back my club went, and I'm not turning my torso. Okay, so it doesn't take a ton of rotation to make a backswing, not very much. So, again, I'll do it this way, and then I'm gonna turn just a little bit. So it doesn't take a lot of rotation, so rotation won't be a problem if you have a fused back. Now let's talk about bend, right? What we want in the single plane swing is a little bit of forward bend. There's not that much forward bend, look at that. I'm just lining the arms up. So the single plane swing, if you have a fused back or you have a back injury, is the least stressful golf swing that you can use on your back. So it has a little bit of rotation, but most of it's arm and hand movement. The goal is to, again, plane that golf club in the correct position, and it's not a massive wind up. That's a big mistake that they're teaching in golf is you gotta wind the whole body up, and it's just not true because most of the speed is coming from the hands and the arms and the shoulders in the golf swing. So I hope that helps. Now, yeah, it's fine. Is this swing easier on the back?
Yeah.
No, it's fine. It's fine because that's actually a little different question because this is to alleviate back pain. The way is single plane swing. Guys, common sense again. Watch this. I want to ask a question before I answer that. How many of you out there, and I won't be able to know when you guys raise your hand, how many of you have taken lots of conventional golf lessons? Give me a 10 if you've taken more than 1 or 2 lessons. I can see the chat a little bit. I can see some of the questions. I can't see. Oh, catch up. Okay. Because here's the thing. If you understand the conventional golf swing, right? If you understand it, you're standing too close to the golf ball. So they're teaching something I call the one mistake. They're teaching you to hang the arms straight down. How many of you learned just to hang your arms straight down? Give me a 10. Right? There's lots of 10s coming in. Yeah, that's what they teach, right? I don't like to really bash conventional golf instruction too much, but I just want to point out a couple of things that I want you to look at common sense. I'm going to hit that object in front of me, that golf ball, right? So I'm going to hit this object. So I'm hitting a ball that's on the ground, right? And guys, by the way, I'm going to go through this. This is important stuff. If you're looking at learning the single plane swing, this is why you need to learn it. I'm gonna hit that ball on the ground with this stick, right? Would you agree that this is just a stick that has mass and loft on it, right? Okay. Why would I ever, if I'm gonna hit that object, doesn't it make sense to point the stick at the object you're gonna hit? Point. with your arms, because that's where you're going to end up. The arms are going to take that stick and right towards the object you're hitting, right? Wouldn't you swing your arms toward what you're hitting? But that's not what conventional golf does. Conventional golf has you hang your arms straight down here. And you're not hitting something down here, you're hitting something there. So when you swing, your body has to clear and make room for this arms to straighten out to hit that object. Does everybody understand that? I mean, I want to get a 10 sometimes I'm really bad at explaining that. Now, here's how it relates to you if I want to save your back. When you're too close to that ball, your body has to lift. When you lift your body and turn, you put stress on the back. It's called shear, compression and shear. So when you do those two things, you put stress in the back. Well, the single plane swing, because I'm already on the plane I'm going to impact. Remember what I talked about? Impact starting on the single plane. So I'm already on the impact plane. Watch this. I return it back to the impact plane. Well, guess what? My back didn't have to lift. I didn't have to go up. I just had to get the club back to impact. And guess what? I don't have this shear in my back. Saves your back. I think maybe 50% of the people that adopt the single plane swing probably, I know I've had back issues before I learned the single plane swing. I bet you 50% of the people that adopt the single plane swing are because of back issues. It's the perfect swing for if you have a back issue. All right, what was that other question? Oh yeah. I have a right fused ankle. My left knee has been replaced and my left shoulder has been rebuilt. At 77, what are the chances to get back to a 7 handicap? I love it. I love the goal. 7 handicap. There's no easier way to do it. I mean, if I want to simplify your golf game, I can simplify your swing. I just need to simplify the way you're moving. I mean, you got a lot of health issues, right? You got fused parts of your body. We got to simplify it. You got to move as little as possible and as efficiently as possible with all those injuries. And I don't know, I mean, if you show me a scientific swing that's simpler than a single point swing, I would do it, right? I would do it. So it's the way to go. What if I can't do the training every day? That's a good question. Like I said before, if you miss a day, you can catch up a couple of days. I wouldn't go more than about 3 or 4 days because you're going to do extra modules each day. The goal of the program is you just do it in the proper order. So let's say you miss a day, just go back, do the days before training and then the day of training and just stay in that order. Some of the training is repeated, so some of it you'll repeat. Repetition. I need to talk about that. Yeah, Scott's like, oh yeah, Todd, you forgot that. Look, what's missing from my formula, right? Here's what's missing. The doing, right? Remember what I said, the doing part? Again, this is great information, right? But now we need reps. I'm going to tell you in single plane 30 exactly what to do. Don't guess. Don't wonder. I'm going to tell you exactly what to do. This is what's missing in golf instruction. If you don't understand this, what golf instructors do, they're like, you need to work on your grip. How many times do I work on my grip? What should I do to work on my grip? Should I do it every day? We tell you in single plane 30 exactly how to go through this progressively, and we tell you exactly how many reps to do. That's how we transform you, because we got to get you doing it, not just watching the videos. This is not, guys, how many of you out there, give me a 10 if you watch my YouTube channel. Look, I love my YouTube channel. I love getting out there and doing stuff on YouTube. But it's the worst place to learn the golf swing because it's so out of context. I'm talking about stuff that may not be relevant to you, or it's not really helping you because you need to be working on your address and grip. And I'm talking about, leveraging the club in the downswing or whatever. I love it because I like talking about this stuff, but it's not the greatest place to progressively learn the golf swing. Next question. Again, guys, join me in this program this month for October. We're only taking 200. We're going to run out of spots probably pretty soon. It's gravesgolf.com/enroll. Enroll in the program. You get all the bonuses and discounts and perks. It's only $300. And I got to tell you, I was talking to the team today, we're probably going to raise the price of this program as we go into next year. So this may be the last month you get it for this price. We're going to raise it at least $100, maybe even $200. We've had so much interest and we keep filling the program up, but I want to make sure you guys get in as soon as you can. Here's a question. I slice a lot. What can I do to fix it? Okay, George, great question. Watch this. I don't fix golf swings. Okay? Now, that may sound really weird coming from a decorated golf instructor, but here's what I do. I say, what was that, George? Was that his name, George? Okay, George. Here's how I would fix you. Let's look at my formula. Let's look at your address and grip. Okay? That's the first place I look. The second place, let's look at the positions of your swing. Are you in the proper positions? Great. If you are, then I see how are you applying your brakes and how you're sequencing. And right inside my formula, I will find exactly the reason why you're slicing it, and I will fix that reason with my formula. And guess what? The last program we ran in Single Plane 30, the guys were saying, I'm able to self-diagnose myself now. Yes, because you understand the process. If you understand this process, all you got to do is run the process. Guys, when I don't hit it well, when I start hitting it badly, let's say I have a bad ball striking day, I go look at my dressing grip. I go check out my positions. I look at my sequence. I check out and I get some speed back. It's automatic formula. I don't guess. Stop guessing. Because how many of you right now, give me a 10 if you go out there when you practice, and be honest with me, how many of you guess when you're out there? How many of you go to the range, you hit a couple bad ones, you start messing around with your ball position, or you change your grip, or you change your backswing, you start just trying something. We all do it, right? There's going to be a zillion 10s out there because that's what we do. How many of you right now, again, these are rhetorical questions, how many of you right now have a process that you use every time you practice? Give me a 1 if you don't, give me a 10 if you do. How many of you have a way of practicing every single time? Okay, so let me ask you this. How can you expect to be consistent if you don't have a consistent process? I mean, seriously. You want to be a consistent golfer, right? You guys are all 10s. You guys want this. How can you expect to be a 10 and a consistent ball striker if your processes are a 0 or a 1, if you don't have them? I'm giving you a perfect formula, and I'm giving it to you basically for free. If you join my Single Plane 30 program, I'm teaching you how to do it. And that's why people, I mean, I'm telling you, I wish I could just play the testimonials for you of the people who are like, Todd, I can't believe how powerful this program is. I've never seen anything like it in the golf world. I've never seen a better program that's more productive. I've never had more confidence in my golf swing. I get them all day long. And I'm so excited to see it because 10 years from now, I'm gonna be teaching the same formula. I'm not gonna change this. It's the exact way you should learn every single time. Here's from Al Iverson.
We have a testimonial in the chat.
Here we go.
This is in the chat.
Oh, here we go. This is in the chat. Did the Single Plane 30, I have consistently dropped 6 to 7 strokes. And that's in 30 days, guys. That's in 30 days. So look, am I gonna guarantee you drop 6 or 7 strokes? I'm gonna guarantee your golf swing. And then you're gonna take that golf swing and play golf, and you're gonna go out there and play the best golf of your life, and you're gonna get a better golf swing, and you're gonna have this for your lifetime, because this is something you lose for the rest of your life. This isn't a quick fix. I don't do that. Again, look at the bonuses here. You got Single Plane 30, you got the fast action bonuses, you got the me as your coach, which I charge thousands of dollars to work with students. I'll be coaching you all month of October. Total value of that, over $5,500. I'm doing it for $300, guys. $300, and you're getting the training aids to go with it. gravesgolf.com/enroll. Get in there. I want you in there. Join tonight so you don't miss out, because we're going to close it down at 200. Here we go. Got any more questions? Yeah. I have practiced inside and at the range for 3 weeks, but can't get into position 2. Terry B. All right, Terry. Well, it's probably a pretty simple thing. Position 2. Now, how do you know you're not in position 2? You must be getting some feedback. We recommend that people get feedback. Are you using the training aids? That would also probably help you using the training aids. But position 2, you say position 2, right? Position 2. So here's position 2, right? Here's position 1, and here's position 2. Now, position 2 is nothing more than moving to position 1, and then the hands move up on plane to position 2. Now, if you're missing position 1, you will miss position 2. So I would be looking at position 1. And here's what I'll give you some data, which, guys, I study every inch of this golf swing. I know every inch of it. I know every rotation of it. I know everything about it. And I was shocked when I started doing the data on what's actually occurring in a golf swing. This is why it's very hard to learn a golf swing on your own, because what you see happening isn't really happening. And this is not maybe new for golf, but watch this. And I'm gonna, you guys in the chat that are hanging in there with me, I'm gonna ask you this question. Okay, I'm gonna go to the top, position 2. Is this Terry that asked that question? Was it Terry? Okay, Terry, watch this. I'm gonna go to position 2. Look at my body position here at 2. I am in approximately 80 degrees of torso rotation. It's called -80. So I've rotated my torso 80 degrees this direction, okay? So look at that for just a second. So it looks like quite a bit of rotation, right? Okay. Now, watch this. I'm going to go to position 1. How much rotation do you think I have in my body at position 1? Torso rotation. Right here in position 1. How much do you think I have? All right. Give me it in degrees. Anybody know it? Some of you guys know it. If you know it, don't cheat.
Just a second. Got a little delay.
Yeah. All right, I'll give you the answer. When I move from my address position to right there, I've moved my torso 50 degrees. So 2/3 of my total body movement occurs to this point, a majority. Yeah, 65, the guys who put in 65, they're actually correct because you start at 15 and you move to minus 50. So there's actually a total of 65 degrees of rotation. That's why the guy who mentioned, can I do this with my fuse back? All your movement really happens to here. And then this is mostly just hands and arms that go up to there. So if you can make that first movement, it's almost all the movement of the rotation of the swing. So in other words, we got to simplify your position 1, Terry. You got to get position 1 because you're not hitting 2 because you're having trouble with 1. Next question.
Tristan, 38. There you go.
Okay. Can you show position 2 to 3 from Moe Morgan? Okay. From 2 to 3. Okay, look. We're talking transition here. So I'm going to go to position 2, but what happens is before I reach the completion of position 2, you see me change directions. So the lower body is moving first. It's called transition. I'm transitioning first, and then once I stabilize using the braking system, I then can get down to position 3. So this angle that I've created, leverage angle, I move down to position 3 so I can deliver that into impact position 4. So that's position 2 to 3, but you got to have the braking system in place. Most people don't get that right because they haven't transitioned correctly. So most people don't do this correctly. They don't transition correctly. Go from the trail leg brace to the lead leg brace. You got to do that before you come down to 3. Most people miss that. We teach that in the braking system. That's all built in to the single plane 30 training in the braking system. Here we go. In case I can't make it to a live class due to work. Okay, so here's how this program works. If you can't make it to the live classes, all are recorded. We record every session and it gets posted inside your space in Single Plane Academy. So when you join the October class, everything we do gets posted for that class. Every day isn't live. So you're getting a module, a training module every single day. This is what we require you to train. So it's an accountability program. You're accountable to that daily training. And then every Monday, the coach gets on and does a live session with the group about the training. And then I get on usually on Wednesday. It might be Thursday if I'm traveling or whatever. But one day a week I get on. Those sessions, if you can't make those live sessions, those are recorded. Usually about half of the group will make the live sessions. But if not, you can always review those live sessions. And I'm doing what I'm doing here. I'm answering questions and reviewing the weekly training for Single Plane 30 when I do that. Next question. Should I stop playing my weekly golf games when going through this course? Larry, we have found people do both things. Here's what I recommend. 2 weeks. I want you to stop playing for at least the 2 weeks. Get your groove inside the Single Plane 30 because you'll learn the first 2 weeks are really transformational and you might be able to start playing in the last 2 weeks of the program. That would be ideal, is to not play a whole lot and make sure you're doing the training. But you'll start getting a real hang of it after the first 2 weeks. But you need to work through it. If you're running out to the golf course and playing in the first 2 weeks, what I recommend you do there is make sure you do each training module twice. Once in the morning before you play, then you play, and once in the evening after you've played. That way you're reinforcing the training modules. Again, I'm trying to reprogram your brain with this. And if you're going back to your old programming, which you might happen when you go play, I want you to reinforce that evening. So there's ways to get around it. So yes, you can keep playing if you want to, but you got to do the training modules a couple times a day. I recommend not playing a ton, at least in the first 2 weeks. Next question. Just finished September, started a 12, now a 9. Okay, dropped 3. After week 1 of this training, shot 76 4 over. Get in this, Kevin V. Thank you, Kevin, for doing it. Yeah, it's Kevin and other students like Kevin that have been through the program are loving this thing. And it's It is transformational, and it is the perfect way to do this. And you're going to be able to not only build your swing perfectly, but again, troubleshoot any problems you have. You'll understand that more when you dig into single plane 30. It's just such a transformational way to do this.
That's it.
Okay, so let's go through it one more time. I appreciate everybody being on tonight. By the way, if you have any questions, you can email us here, scottar@gravesgolf.com, toddg@gravesgolf.com. It's just first name, last name, initial at Graves Golf. If you have any questions about this program, if you want to get in, but you need to get in by Monday because we shut it down basically Sunday night. We might keep it open for a few minutes Monday morning if some guys are trickling in, but if we get it filled up, we will shut down on Sunday night. So 200 people max. Single plane 30 program, only $297. You're getting the single plane program, the fast action bonuses, me as your coach for the month of October, which I can't wait to do it, at gravesgolf.com/enroll. Please jump in the program. I can't wait to teach you how to transform your game and finally get to this impact position more consistently and make you a better golfer. Thanks for joining me tonight. I'll see you again, and I'll see you inside single plane 30.
What is happiness? Happiness is achievement. What's the father of achievement? Motivation. What's the mother? Encouragement. The fine golf swing is truly achievement. Man may lie, cheat, and steal for gain, but you'll never gain the golf swing. To gain the golf swing, man must work. It's work without toil. For those of us who know to love it, golf is truly happiness.